Hello everybody. Today I want to share a case about the fall of a tower in the ABAQUS CAE. So let's take a look at the results at first. As we can see, the tower consists of beam elements, and it is steel pipe. So the ground and there are two other rigid blocks on the ground. The ground is referred as rigid part. As we can see, when the tower falls down, it impacts the rigid object, and that leads the deformation of the tower steel pipe. We can see the plastic constraint on the steel pipe. It is using explicit of ABAQUS to solve the simulation. So let's take a look at the process of this model. First, we have 4 parts in this case. Except for the tower, the other parts are all discrete rigid parts. The tower is a space structure of beams, and it is imported in ABAQUS as AGS file. And then we created the other 3 parts. They all are rigid parts and need a reference point. This is the ground and object 2, object 1. So property in the property module, we create the steel material property. Because it is in the explicit, we need to define the density and then elastic property and plastic property. The yield strength of the steel is 300 mega. Then we created a beam section property, and the profile of the beam, we created a pipe section, and the out radius is 25 mm. The thickness of the pipe is 2 mm. So as we give this tower the section property, we need to define the decoration of the beam elements. As we can see, the beam has default direction, but they may be not the direction we want. So we need to define the direction by ourselves. So in different parts, the direction are different. Such for example, these elements, the direction of the beams, we can assign the direction in the y direction. And this, we need to assign the x direction. After we assign all the beam elements the directions, we can go to the assembling module, and we can translate the parts in the correct location, and then we create a dynamic explicit step. The simulation time period is 4 seconds. So in the interaction, we created the general contact and the contact property. It has friction coefficient of 0.1. Then in the load module, we must fix the ground and the two rigid objects. So these 3 reference points, and then we give the tower a force. The two nodes have 500 Newton of load of concentrated force, and we can see the load amplitude. We can plot the amplitude curves. As we can see, at first the force is 500 Newton and then decreased to 0. Except the load, we have gravity, and it is in the negative z direction. So we give in the mesh module, we create the elements element size 100 millimeter, and the object, we give it 200 millimeters. The elements of tower, we need to assign the beam element. After we match them all, we can create a job and submit. It will be solved quickly, and then we can see the results. We turn the render beam profiles on. If I take it off, you can just see the wires. As we can see, because of the impact between the rigid object, the tower, the pipe of the tower has plastic strings, and the other elements don't have any plastic string. So this is a simple case in ABAQUS explicit. If you are interested in ABAQUS CAE, please subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching.